Yes, I came here to spill the tea on tonight's episode. There's a lot of tea to be spilled, so turn on your screen record. Oh. Y'all, okay, where do I begin? And I have to be careful because I ain't trying to get fired. But how do I say this? So Giselle did not come for Wendy's man or her family. Well, when you come for someone's husband, by association, you are attacking their family because the husband is a part of the family. So, so yes, y'all think Wendy gave Giselle the business tonight? Wendy was saying a lot. Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so there were that moment during the whiskey tasting was interesting to watch back because it was really long. It was a lot longer, obviously, than it appeared in the show because, we can't show you everything. There were things that were said in that moment that can literally never be repeated. Just like, you think what was said was bad? Like, crazy things that were said by multiple people. And it's even hard to, like, watch it because it was, like, in my mind, the sequence of things was different. And I have a really bad memory, so it could be my memory. But it just, like, and things that were cut, that hit the floor, the cutting room floor, because they just could never make air. Just crazy stuff. I want to address me with my, what do y'all call it? With my, oh my God, my crying tissue. So we were sitting on the couch and Escala wanted a glass. So I went into the kitchen, because I'm a host, to get her a glass. Did not know that Ashley was in the kitchen. But when I saw her ass in the kitchen, I was like, oh, let me talk to you. And she was in there gloating like, well, that didn't go how I thought it was going to go. Which I thought was whack as hell. Like, this is fucking lame. Like, you're so whack that you left your baby at home. You dropped your baby. And 2 minutes later, you're in Williamsburg spreading, just laying on bullshit real thick. Like, girl. And people are like, oh, Ashley understands the assignment. And she's so messy. Evil villain laugh. Like, praising her for clearly being messy. But if I say something crazy, if I just say, fuck you, you asshole, y'all want to hang me. But you are literally praising a woman who admittedly left her 2-minute-old baby to come to Williamsburg to start mess. That was her whole purpose. That was her whole job. And there are people up, down, left, right, and center that are just whooping it up, giving her all of the flowers. I'll just leave that there, and you can call that whatever you want to call it, but don't get confused, because double standards. But when I saw her in the kitchen and I saw her back was to me, and I saw her, and people were like, Candiace appeared in the kitchen. I guess I did, but I didn't know she was in there. And her back was to me, and I can hear her gloating to herself, patting herself on the back. Excuse me. And I was just like, what is this why you came? Like, why did you come here? Because you literally showed up for 2 minutes, and dropped a grenade, and now you're leaving with your breast milk. Like, what was your purpose? But to go back, I have to figure out a way to tell this without getting in trouble. So there was more. I said a lot. My reaction to what was happening in the living room was a lot more dramatic than it looked. There was, and somebody said it on Twitter. I was very triggered by that conversation about us finding out, about Wendy bringing to us that Ashley brought to her that there was information about Eddie in a blog doing whatever. For the record as well, write this down. And Karen said that we all knew. I did not know nothing about the blog. I had never read it. I had never seen it. I had never discussed it with anybody. So that's why when Wendy came in the room and she was like, such and such and such a blog, I was like, who is y'all? Because you weren't talking about me. Because my black ass didn't know nothing. I was hearing about that for the first time in that moment. And you saw that on my face. I mean, disclaimer, we were all schwasty face drunk. We were drunk down. Everybody, except for maybe Karen. Everybody else was fucked up. We were drunk. That was like a whiskey flight, 100 proof whiskey. Everybody was gone. And then we'd had 2 cocktails after that. So take that into account as well. But I did not know about the blog. So when Wendy is like, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? I don't know nothing about no Eddie. Okay? Because I'm literally learning this in the moment. That's why when she said, y'all were talking about a blog, who is y'all? Because y'all don't include me. So then there was so much that y'all just didn't make it. Because it went on for so long. But in that conversation, we start talking about the blog that broke this fake story about Wendy and Eddie. And what was in the story. Because I think I asked, what is the blog saying? Because I did not know. And I don't remember who I was asking, but I was just trying to figure out, like, what is the blog about? Like, what is it saying? And thinking about how horrible the blogs have been to all of us, but especially to me, and just what I went through and what I dealt with as a result of fake stories and blog lies. I was triggered. Like, I think I snapped. And I surprised myself in that moment because I don't think I realized that I was still so broken from being attacked by blogs over lies. And I couldn't like stop myself or control myself. Like, I remember like standing up and screaming, this is some bullshit. Why are we giving blogs a platform on our show? Like, how dare you? Screaming. And I said something to the effect of, I wanted to die last year over the shit that bloggers were saying about me. And you all dare give light and air to a blog on our platform in this season, in this year of our Lord. That's what we're doing. I was like beside myself. I had to leave. I left the room. And then I came back into the room. And then Escala asked me for the glass. And then I went into the kitchen to get her a glass. And That's when I saw forehead in her breast milk. And I was already crying. I was already really upset. And so talking to her about why she would bring this damaging information into our group when the blogs have tried to destroy all of us just made me even more emotional. And that's why I was crying. And I had the tissue in my hand from when I had to leave the living room screaming and losing my mind. I lost my mind. I lost it. So that I wanted to clear up because I just don't, I wasn't just like mindlessly crying because Ashley was gloating or whatever. That's not how that happened. That's not what happened. So there's that. I made it clear that I did not know anything about this blog. Despite what Karen said, I did not know. I don't recall ever hearing about this blog. So that's that. You are not defending Wendy. Oh, yes, this is a good question. Hi, Humwell. People keep saying that you are not defending Wendy. I just think you are trying to stay out of drama. Can you speak on that? Yes, I will. So one thing I will say is I didn't realize how affected Wendy was by what was being said until I watched with you all her crying to Karen in the cottage. Prior to that, number one, I've said this in several interviews, I think this whole argument, this whole thing about Wendy and her body and whatever is stupid. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. I think it's boring. I think it's whack. I think that, like, and you see me in scenes, like, twirling my hair, eating my lunch, minding my business, because I'm not going to engage in this. It's stupid. Like, what are we talking about? This girl got her titties done and her booty done and got lipo or whatever she got. She got a mommy makeover. Great. Why do we care? I don't care. I don't care. So I was never invested in when they were doing all this bukaka about it. I never cared. And I thought that Wendy was doing a fine job defending herself. She handled every question. She handled everything well without needing any backup. I didn't realize that it was really hurting her like the way that it was until I saw her cry. And she's never told me that she cried. We've never talked about that. She's never really discussed that with me. So, and then I also feel like when you're in it as it's happening, you only have your purview. And when you watch the show back, that's when you get the bird's eye view, the bird's eye view. That's when you get the bird's eye view. Anybody who watched Encore knows that song. That's when you have a bird's eye view. And I feel like watching it now, I have that more aerial view of everything that was said, but from me in group settings. But the thing that you don't see is what's said in other moments that you're not a part of. So all the conversations that when Giselle and Robin were having, the conversation that Wendy had with Karen, Wendy in her interviews and her confessionals, emoting about what's being said about her. I wasn't privy to any of that. So I defended Wendy and I supported her. But if I had known fully what she was going through, I absolutely would have been more vocal. But I wasn't aware. I didn't know how hurt she was. It wasn't clear to me how hurt she was by what was being said. Because Wendy's not like, she don't be crying. So to see her cry, I was like, oh my God, like, Wendy, like, it made me emotional. Like, damn, really, these bitches make you cry like this? What? So yeah, that's, and then like, also, I'm not interested in y'all's drama. Like, I don't have time. I am committed to happiness, okay? Period. They're protecting a certain cast member. Ciao. I will say this too. I'm really enjoying this season. I used to say that season 4 is my favorite season, and I still love season 4. Season 6 might possibly be taking the top spot in my mind as the best season. It's just so funny. It's so funny. And it's moving. Like, I was there and I'm entertained every week. Like, when I get the episode and I watch it, there hasn't been one episode that I was not screaming, hollering, like cackling, hissing, laughing at, everybody. Myself, Karen, everybody. Giselle, even Mia. Because, child, that Mia. That's my next topic. Yes, Jay Whitlock. You've never heard that term? When I drop this baby, it's about to be on and popping. She tired and through. I'm over her storyline and her tired ass husband. Who you talking about? Something to Ashley. I'm glad I said something to her too. Rose, Boy Red. Listen. Well, I mean, when have I ever? I don't mince words. Never for nobody. So that wasn't a problem. I can't do her neither. Forever Fabulosity. Colorist. It's been said. Oh, I'm behind. This is old. Yes. And that was the other thing too. It's like, people are saying Candiace she acting like she kicked Ashley out of the house. I never said that. Show me where I said that I kicked Ashley out of my house. This one right here, didn't say that. That's what y'all said. And I let y'all do y'all. Okay? I simply happened to be in the kitchen at the same time that she was in the kitchen. And because I saw her in there, I addressed her. And yes, she was already leaving. So let me help you along. Get the fuck out. You taking too long to get out. You running your mouth and trying to argue with me and claim that I spread rumors and lies to blogs, bitch. And like I said, I have never brought nothing from a motherfucking blog to nobody in here. Ever. I don't do that. I hate blogs. I think that they are, well, I won't say that. Not all blogs are created equal. Some blogs are okay. But the majority of the blogs, you fucking suck, you're trash, you're horrible people, and you're going to hell. Because you do the work of the devil. You make up things, you lie, you embellish, you live to hurt people. And you eat off of our pain. And it's not right. I would never bring nothing from no blog to you. Ashley, I think, was when she said what she said, you promote it, or whatever she said, as she's screaming, I'm giving her my ass to kiss. I'm leaving the kitchen and she's screaming at me. She's talking about when my friend texted me about her husband being in a strip club and trying to invite my friend, back to his hotel and claiming that he has a boyfriend and a wife. All of that happened. All that is true. My friend has no reason to lie. I had not talked to my friend in some time. She didn't know where I was. She didn't know I was filming. She didn't know anything. She just texted me out of the blue because she had just been in the strip club with Michael the night before. Hand to God. No reason to lie about that. It didn't come from a blog. I didn't make it up. I didn't stage it. Facts only. And I was shocked. I was like, what am I had no words. I didn't even know what to say about it. And it literally came to me while I was getting ready to leave. So we were getting ready to go to dinner. So she can kick rocks. Over police. The problem is that y'all over police and gaslight dark-skinned black women, but applaud the same. I'm going to augment your comment. You applaud the same behavior of light-skinned women. Period. Because I promise you, if I happened to drop a baby and come to a cash trip for 5 minutes and do what she did, I would be on the stake burning. Burning. Period. And those are just the facts. Because I have been burned at the stake for much less. That's y'all. That is y'all that do that. Don't talk about Robin in my chat room. Your mother is a fucking victim. Are you talking about me? Get out. Hide. I will put you out. I'll put you out of this room. Okay, and I'm going to say this to you guys too. You all need to stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to and that you know. Mind business that pays you. You all are some of you are so you all want to be in the club so bad that you speak on matters to which you are not really privy or able to comprehend. Stop talking about storylines. Oh, she just has no storyline. Oh, she just looking for a storyline. Shh. Be quiet. Just watch the show and then get up and go to work the next morning. Mind your business. You don't know what you're talking about. This is an ensemble cast, okay? And the show does not exist, does not happen without everyone participating and giving and emoting and opining and creating contention and friendship and love and whatever. It's an ensemble cast. We are all each other's storyline. Therefore, without all, how many of us is it? 7, 8, however many of us, 25. Without all of us, there is no show. So when I have an opinion about Robin or Mia, and you come to me and say, oh, you have no storylines, you're just talking about X, Y, and Z, be quiet. Because you sound stupid. You sound uneducated. You sound pressed. You sound like you're trying to sound like you know what you're talking about, and you don't. You just don't. So stop with the storyline. It's like spending 2 days in medical school and then going into the OR and talk about oh, the aortic valve is clogged and I need a scalpel, I need a 10 blade. Bitch, you were in school for 2 days. Shh. Oh, Ascala's here. Hey, girl. Why are you blaming Ashley for the info being passed on? Okay, this is a good question. So, as I said earlier, I am only privy to the things that I am a part of. So I'm privy to moments that I'm a part of, 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or whatever, or in group settings. I don't know what's happening in moments where I'm not a part. So Giselle and Robin going to lunch with Mia, didn't know that happened. Wendy crying to Karen, didn't know that happened. Them carrying their suitcases upstairs and Wendy getting hit in the head with a suitcase, didn't know that. That stuff, I don't know that it's happening until I watch it with you guys. Excuse me. So, I did not know how, all I knew about the moment in the living room was that Wendy came into the living room and said, Ashley told me that you all were talking about a blog. That's all I saw. I didn't see Giselle talking to Ashley 37 times in 2,500 different scenes about the blog. If I had known that, I would have cussed Giselle out in the moment too. I would have given her the same energy. Like, yo, like, why? What is the purpose? Why are you bringing blog shit into our group? I mean, I kind of did that. I yelled at everybody. You didn't see that part. But I screamed at everybody in the living room about blogs and why are we allowing blogs to have a platform on our show. But I didn't know. I had no idea that Giselle was involved. Hi, Amiri. Yes, everybody tell Escala hello. Candiace click. Aw, you want some braids? I'm about to take mine out and then put them back in. Accent. Still would have chosen him. My Chris does not have a black scent. Chris talks like everybody else in his friend group. Well, I'm trying to go back to you so I can block you. Everybody else in his friend group, and always has. But you are an ugly troll, and you gotta go. Goodbye. Cortez, seems like you consider Wendy as the strong friend. I'm not worried about Wendy. I'm not worried about her emotional intelligence. I'm not worried about her self-esteem or her confidence. So I had no reason to be worried or concerned at the time. Knowing what I know now, would I probably approach her differently? Yes. Yes, Black Bravo Brat. This is a great season. What size shoes Mia wear? I do not know. Is this a large foot? Or like a 14? Okay, yeah, so I don't want to talk about this girl too much because she's going to screenshot it and put it on her page and write a diatribe that's 1,000 words, complete with APA or MLA citations. And nobody has time. But she do be lying. And it's not, that's not even said maliciously. It's just a fact. Like, you see it, you saw it in the preview for next week. She lies. She be making up stuff. She be lying. And she doesn't need to defend herself because we see you lying. Let's see how long it takes for that to end up on her page, since I'm so irrelevant. Yes, Ashley was already leaving. I did not kick her out and never purported to kick her out. Y'all said that. You kicked her out, I don't care. She was already leaving. Okay, I'm going to scroll down because I'm behind. Oh my God, I'm so behind. What brand, color, and name is your lipstick? Girl, it's Anastasia. Do not know the color. My purse is upstairs, I think. She do be lying. Lies, lies, and more lies on top of lies. You be lying, girl. Oh, y'all do APA citations? Mm-hmm. Well, y'all are shady. Well, you are shady, girl. Is Giselle a punk in real life? No. She's not a punk. Oh, God. Phaedra. Another Phaedra. Ooh, do you think Karen's friendship with Wendy is genuine? Do I think Karen's friendship with Wendy... Now, listen to me clearly. Do I think that Karen's friendship with Wendy is genuine? No. Do I think that Wendy's attempt at a friendship with Karen is genuine? Possibly. Me can't even spell citation. Child. She might be smart now. She gotta be able to spell to go to the chiropractor and open a chiropractor business, child. She might be able to spell. She was in there moving stuff around. You haters are starting to look. Okay, can we talk about this? Cyoforite. I can't ever read y'all's names. Cyoforite. Okay, whatever that says. Your haters are starting to love you, bae. Okay. Because Chris has mentioned this to me too, that like one of our good friends who runs or one of our good like Instagram buddies who runs one of the pages messaged Chris and said that people are starting to turn and the bloggers that were like hating my guts last year are all of a sudden like becoming Team Candiace. And to most of you, I say, you can suck my ass. You can all suck my ass. I don't need you as friends or enemies. The some of yous. I don't. The way that some of these bloggers were lying on me, attacking me, maligning me for no reason, based on no facts, zero facts, based solely on hearsay that they got from a bored, unfulfilled rat and friends. You can keep your support. I don't need you. I don't need you. And you can, I hope the screen record is on because I'm talking to you. Don't need you. But I do think it's funny. I think it's really funny how one season can change your opinion when you were so sure that you wanted to just burn me at the stake. And I think it just goes to show that it's important to not judge people that you watch on TV. Like, you need to give it a minute to really get the full scope of a person's personality, or not even their whole personality, to get a full scope of 35% of someone's personality. You got to give them a few seasons. That's why I'm not even ready to count me out, because it's her first season. Wendy, we're clearly getting other versions of her in her second season, and we'll get another version of her in her third season. And they'll all be accurate depictions of each of us, because there are only 48 minutes per episode, and we're sharing all of that time with 6 or 7 other women. It's impossible to really get a full understanding of everybody. So you all, the ones that did, y'all chose last season to believe liars and use an edit to decide that I was worth harassing within an inch of my life. And now, because I'm getting a brighter edit, you want to like me? You can suck it. Oh, y'all are talking. Y'all are talking. That's another song from the Blueprints album. Did y'all watch Encore? BET presents the Encore. Because when I tell you that show, yes, can you guys DM Andy and tell him to let me perform Drive Back at the reunion? I need a petition to get started. Can we get that going? Yes, listen, that's something else too. Oh snap, it's somebody. People think that when one person exits stage left or exits stage go to hell, that, oh, the show is just, oh my God, the show is over. I'm not watching. Girl, like I said earlier, it's an ensemble cast. No one person makes this show. No one, even your favorite, even me. I don't make this show by myself. Now, I could make a show by myself. Be clear. But this show is an ensemble cast of dynamic women, and we all need each other to make this show go round. I mean, and you've seen it. You've seen it on our other favorite housewives shows that we all love to watch and talk about. We've seen people that we thought were the staples leave. And those shows are still kicking, doing just fine, 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 fine. Ooh, fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You really... Huh? You have that key white man and who writes the logs that will tell you why they really hating. Oh, gosh. The album is dropping very soon. Very soon. You can also get out. You can go. As I P with D. Goodbye. Kira Mackey, why do you allow Giselle to attack Chris? I don't allow Giselle to attack Chris. I don't think that she's attacking Chris so much as asking stupid, messy questions. And every question or comment is not worthy of my pop-off. Pick and choose your battles, beloved. Yes, if you don't like me, why are y'all here? It's weird. Right. I would never sit in my bed full of bed bugs on sheets that have not been washed in 7 weeks in my mother's basement with roaches crawling under the bed, watching somebody I don't like. I would just never do that. What's wrong with y'all? But hi, good evening. You talk a lot of shit and don't know how to fight. How you know? You want to pull up and find out? Yes, the way that Mia was already crafting an MLA style tweet at this very moment. Honey, she is tapping away on that laptop right now. She is crafting her statement. And we are laughing, girl. Get on IG like the rest of y'all. Child, just King Rich. Why doesn't Giselle get on IG like the rest of y'all? She clocks out and never is here. Because that's not her stilo. Everybody is not like a social media person. I also think that, and this is not shade, but Giselle she's in a different age group that is not really into social like that. I grew up on social media. Can we discuss how Giselle was saying the rumor was false, but lending to it by saying Wendy is changing because the rumors could be true? Yeah, so I definitely... And Wendy's kind of said this when she was talking to Ashley outside, that Ashley was having her moment. Because I know we're on a show and you got to talk about things, but that did not need to be brought up, in my opinion. And Giselle bringing it up 3,700 times was fucked up. And Ashley carrying the bones for Giselle was fucked up. Like, and I mean, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, we don't need to give these trash ass blogs a platform on our show, because they're at home like having wet dreams about the fact that, oh, my blog was on Potomac Housewives tonight. I'm winning. It's just whack. Like, why not just say, well, just don't say, like, why talk about it at all? Like, why are we talking about blogs at all? That blog has been proven to be fake AF. Yeah. Just literally like making shit up. Yeah. Extra. I'm sorry, I butchered that. But yes, you are right. I feel like Ashley is off with the baby and not around a lot, so she looks for reasons to jump in on the drama while she can. That's exactly it. She knew she gave birth during the beginning of the season, and she knew she had to get in there and earn her little check. We do not want Nicki to host. Why not? She can have a segment. Okay. Do you think she should host? Nicki hosting is ghetto. Why is it ghetto? She should not host. She gets a segment at best, but not host the whole thing. She's too much. I mean, I'm not with it. That's Andy's job. We want you and Nicki to collab, though. Nicki better host. Giselle and Ashley throw the rock while she hide her hands. A cute segment, but nah. Yeah. Okay, so that's Andy's gig. Nicki can record a video for you all. Not record a video. Nicki, love her, but she will bring the show value down. I think having her host a segment of the reunion would be nice, but not the whole thing. I want Andy because nobody can host like Andy. She should co-host with Andy. I think she would change the way the cast reacted if Nicki were moderating, and also Nicki can't not be the star. What I tell y'all about storylines? Y'all quit talking about storylines because you don't know nothing. But you do not know about what you speak. I'm scared she's going to pick faves that I don't agree with. Then I'm going to have to hate her. Don't you hate when you don't want to hate someone and they like set you up to have to hate them? Did you really forget to invite her? Invite Ashley? I really did forget to invite her to the pajama party. Hand to God, I forgot. Like, I was so busy, I just didn't even think about it. Because here's the thing. All cast events, everybody has to be there. So I'm not really thinking about inviting y'all because I know y'all have to come. So I didn't even think about, like, inviting her to the pajama jam because she's not on my mind. I was not inviting her on my trip. Like, I knew she was going to somehow be there. I wasn't inviting her, though, because that's fake. I don't like your ass. Why would I invite somebody that I literally would not piss on if they were on fire on my trip? Why would I do that? Thank you, King Worthless. It's beneath Nicki. So what are we, chop liver? Your next video better come correct. Oh, honey, my next 2 videos are about to give you all life. I'm giving you levels. We need Drive Back performed live on Watch What Happens Live or something, or the reunion. Like, come on, Candiace, we need you to live on our screens with this summer bop. Thank you, Jess Unexplainable. I'm with it. I'm with you. It's a hard no. Definitely co-host, never thought of it. She might be biased. Okay, so these are my thoughts on having Queen Nicki. I think that I think it would be great to have her come on for a segment, but it's almost impossible for anyone other than Dr. Andy Cohen to host our reunion and everyone's reunion, because so much of what happens on this show is behind the scenes. Like, you all see a huge part of what happens. There's also a lot of stuff you don't see. A lot. Like, I just explained to you a whole chunk of the Wendy versus Giselle fight that you didn't see. That was for me was cut weird because it looks like I'm crying to Ashley when I wasn't. I was crying about being triggered, about talking about blogs on our show. So I think that having someone who is a viewer of our show come and host our entire reunion is it would slow us down. Because last year's reunion was 11 hours. We were there for 11 hours. Typically, reunions are 7 to 8 hours long. You're there for a full workday. And you're having to be engaged and alert and present for all 8 hours. And we get a little lunch break and whatever, but it's like 8 to 10 hours, and last year was 11. It's a lot for someone who's not dedicated to it. So I don't even know that Nicki would want to host for 8 to 10 hours. That's a lot. That's a lot on anybody, but especially somebody that this is not their everyday job. So I think, like a lot of you said, that it would be really cool for Nicki to host a segment, to come in for a segment and do something that, and I have to give it to the Bravo marketing team and our producers. So, like, some of the most creative people in the game. The Watch What Happens Live production team, they are so creative. The games they come up with, the way that they write their copy for Andy to read, it's just so creative. So I have full trust and full faith in the wizards at Bravo that they're going to come up with a very cool, creative, funky way to incorporate Queen Nicki into our reunion. I would love for our theme to kind of like mimic her brand, like have us all in pink, or like model our set after one of her albums or one of her big songs. I think we should play it up. But yes, bring her in for a segment and then have Andy do his Thug Thizzle.